Okay, welcome to our Katoomba webinar this week. Today we have Malcolm Gibbons with us. He's going to show us the 5 essential steps to make your salon rock this Christmas. I just want to check that you can hear and see me. So if you, hear and see what's on the screen. If you can see the words 5 essential steps, please raise your hand on your control panel. Okay, I've got a couple of hands up. Fabulous. Okay, I'm going to take it. That means that you can hear, and we'll go from there. All right. If you've got any questions as we go through, please pop those into the question pane, and we'll get to those at the end of the session. Are you there, Malcolm?
I'm here, Donna. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Good. Yeah, really good. Thanks. Very
Excellent.
good.
Right. So I'm going to just hand over to you and let you take us through today's session. And
Cool.
as I said, we'll do the questions at the end.
Super duper. Thanks, Donna. Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here today. I want to provide you with some great value. So I'm going to make it quick and snappy because I know it's a busy time of year for everyone. So if we're ready to get underway, we will get underway. So first question for you guys is, have you got a pen and paper ready to take some notes? If not, grab some now because I'm sure you'll get some good ideas out of today. I've also got a little giveaway for those people at the end of the webinar that are still listening to us. So, you know, there's that little bribe to keep you listening all the way through. So we'll organise something a bit later for you, which I know you'll appreciate. So now I know that you guys know that Christmas will happen whether we're ready or not. So my kind of attitude is we might as well be ready, eh? So I think the first thing that I want to talk to you today about is how important it is to actually put some time aside to gather your thoughts and to sketch out a Christmas marketing plan. Sorry, I don't know whether you saw that come up on my screen, but I just got rid of it. So to sketching out a Christmas marketing plan, cover things like timing, budget, people, having a people plan, and products and promotions. So timing, budget, personnel, products and promotions. One of the lessons that I learn almost on a daily basis is that we don't plan enough and we wing it. And when we wing it, we don't always get the results that we were hoping for. So the secret to getting the results we want is actually planning to achieve the results that we want. It may seem quite daunting to think about, oh gosh, I'm so busy, when am I going to find time to plan? But I promise you that putting some time aside for planning now will actually pay itself back in dividends closer to Christmas, because if you do it now, everything can be put in its place so that it happens automatically as you get busier towards the Christmas D-Day, the 25th or the 24th. And you'll also boost Christmas profits, and that's got to be a good thing. And into the new year. So if you've heard me before and you've listened to what I've been saying before, you'll probably know that I'm a huge advocate of knowing your target market. So who do you sell your products and services to? Like, is it women, men, young, old? Is it family-oriented people? Are they city chic type of people? Do they have kids? And so, you can narrow down your selected market as much as you want, because the more you get to know who your target market is, the better the promotions and the better the things that you do will appeal to that particular market. So the first step really is plan and figure out who you're marketing to this Christmas. You may be marketing to corporates, you may be in a corporate area of town, you may be marketing to family-oriented people, but understand who they are and in particular what they may be looking for. So the more precise your target market is, the better. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that in because that's always an important point to remember when you're doing any form of marketing. So I'm going to go through a list of Christmas ideas towards the end of today's session, so stay tuned because that's going to be really helpful. And I've also got to remember that I've only got 30 minutes today, so I'll stop trying to I'll try not to waffle, which I tend to do sometimes, but I'll stay on track. So let's look at that first thing that you need to do. You need to start your planning process by looking backwards at last year. So have you got history on last year's Christmas? Do you know what you actually achieved last year? What worked last year? Did you do anything that flopped? So looking back is a great way to figure out what you could do this year. So what worked last year? What worked okay but could work better? Learn from the highs and the lows of last year's November and December Christmas trading period, and then set some targets for this year. So I guess the message here is know what you want to achieve. Stephen Covey, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, said, begin with the end in mind. And what he meant was know what you want to achieve and then work back from there to today. So if you want to hit a particular dollar figure for the Christmas period, let's say you want to do, I don't know, $10,000 a week or $20,000 a week, what do you have to do to be able to see what that looks like? So $20,000 a week, maybe say 5,000 more than you're doing now. It may be 10,000 more than you're doing now on average. So what does that actually look like? How many colors or how many facials if you're a beauty clinic? How many treatments? How many extra retail products? Those lovely Christmas packs that you've got. How many of those do we need to sell to actually achieve that result? So targets are essential for you to be able to grow your business over the Christmas period. And I'm not necessarily talking about the types of targets that you should be setting in the target section of Katoomba, although they play a great part in measuring the results. If you haven't, I don't know, show of hands, who's using the targets section of Katoomba in the reports? Donna, tell me how many hands go up. Because if you're not using them yet, you're missing out on something really special. Because I'm working with...
There's only a couple going up there, Malcolm.
Is there? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, maybe that's another good tip for today is have a look at that in the Katoomba 1 reporting area and look at those target where you can set targets for the team. They are so useful. I'm working with a number of my clients who are using the feature, and they're seeing massive increases in results because of it. So, if you're not sure how they work, talk to Katoomba or give me a yell. I can help you sort it out. Anyway, back to the targets that I was talking about. I'm talking about how many new clients do you want for the Christmas period? It's a great opportunity to attract people to the salon that don't necessarily come. What are you wanting to grow the revenue by? We talked about that, 5,000, 10,000, or even 50,000. And the retail units, what sort of numbers do you want to sell? 10, 35, 200? You figure it out and know what you're aiming for. What about gift certificates? How many of those are you planning on selling? See what I mean? So set some real targets around the results that you want. And once you know what you want to achieve, you can then set about doing what you actually need to do to make that happen. So I guess, remember Stephen Covey and his saying of begin with the end in mind. So what do I want to achieve for my Christmas trading period? And then the next step in any sort of targeting is planning. Take some time, as I said earlier, sit down with a coffee and plan what Christmas is going to look like in your salon. What is it that you're going to need to do to make your Christmas targets achieved, and what do you need to know and do now, then next and next? So set the target and then come back and say, right, if I want to achieve an increase in say revenue by $5,000 per week for the Christmas trading period, what does that 5,000 look like and what do I need to do? Do I need to talk to the team? Do I need to do some sort of promotion? Have we got things in place in the salon like shelf talkers, like mirror decals, all those sorts of things? What do I need to do to grow that revenue to what I want it to be? remember that what you plan to do gets done and what you think should do gets shelved. You can quote me on that. So what you plan to do gets done and what you think you should do gets shelved. So set some time aside to plan. It really is that simple. I was just in a meeting before coming on to this webinar and talking with my clients, and they said that one of the hardest things they find to do as hairdressers is to actually stop hairdressing and plan their future for their business. And so the key for them is actually taking the time out and working, because they're a partnership, and working together for an hour a week on what the future of that business looks like. So, you know, it's the same for you guys for Christmas. Please take that time, set it aside, and plan for the results. If you have trouble planning, then it's probably not so much about your inability to plan. It's probably got a heck of a lot more to do with your ability to prioritize. So get your priorities in order of importance, and you'll find that the time to plan the results you're looking for will happen. Am I emphasizing the word plan enough? Put your hand up if you think I need to emphasize that more. What about your suppliers? You know, what are they doing for you for Christmas? What gift packs have they created? Have you budgeted for an increased spend to boost your retail sales for stocking fillers? One of the great things that we used to have in our salon for Christmas was the counter sales, you know, where the little things around the counter that we used to get from our suppliers that we typically didn't carry, that used to sell in droves. Have you accounted for an increase in budget, for increasing your spend with your suppliers? Now's the time, if you haven't already, to start looking at that and asking your supplier the question, what have they put together for you? What is it that they can do for you? And if you're a big supporter of their product, you know, they should be able to come up with some real special things just for you to have a point of difference from, say, other salons around your area that maybe stock the same product. So have you asked them the question, what can you guys do for us that's special? How can we put together a promotion just that we can offer our clients, as opposed to the standard gift packs that we get from our suppliers? If you're in beauty, a lot of the beauty suppliers don't do gift packs, but maybe they can put some gift packs together for you. You know, ask the question. You'll find that they want to help. But don't rely solely on them, on your suppliers. Have you got any products that you can package together for stocking fillers? Or, you know, a main gift for a daughter or a wife, you know, that guys, you know, I'm a guy. I'm always looking for ideas that what I can buy my partner Janet for her birthday for Christmas. And if someone's put some thought in it for me and makes it easy for me to buy, then I'm a buyer. You know, I'm busy and I don't want to think about how I can put something together. But if you put a package together or a product package together, I'm happy to buy that. So what can you put together in the salon and then market to your guys on your database? Send out the message that you've got packs for their loved wife or their daughters. You know, guys are suckers for anything that's done for them. You know, blow wavers, straighteners, anything. And don't just think about, like, if you're selling straighteners, package it with some heat protect product, shampoo and conditioner, you know, already gift wrapped, that makes it convenient for the purchaser to just buy and put under the tree. Think like a supermarket, you know, where you when you go to the checkouts and they've got all the impulse buys sitting right beside the checkout, the chocolates, the chewing gum, the cold drinks, the ice creams in the little ice cream fridge. You know, how many times have you grabbed something or a few things while you're waiting there that you didn't actually intend buying when you went to the supermarket? Stack your counter with small, inexpensive items that clients will buy while they're standing there checking out after they've had their hair done. The hair ties, little bottles of nail polish. You don't have to be carrying them the whole year. Just bring some stuff in that you can tap into the already buying persona, or the buying people are in buying mode when they're around Christmas. So tapping into that, you'll find that you can sell lots of little things for stocking fillers that you probably wouldn't sell any other time of the year. So again, check out with your suppliers and see what they've got that you can put together. We used to do little chill bags of nail files and nail polishers, little sample travel packs of shampoos and conditioners. All of that sort of stuff is great to have on your counter and around your counter, where people are standing there waiting to pay, and they go, "Oh, that's actually quite a nice little gift for Sally. I'll get that for her." So fill your desk up with all that sort of stuff. That will put revenue in your pocket. So I guess the message is also to act. Organize the things that you need to get organized. I always like to look at ACT as an anagram for action changes things. So if you're thinking, I really should do some posters, and get them on the wall to promote whatever it is that you might want to promote, then get them designed as soon as you can. As soon as you know what you're putting on them, get them printed. It's so easy today to actually get posters and signs printed, in places like Vistaprint, the local Snap Print, and it's very reasonable. So dress your salon up with promotional messages to your clients. It's a great time of year to get Christmas shelf talkers, those little wobbly things that you can hang on your mirrors. Get those designed. They're a point of talking. It's a discussion point. They work wonders for selling products and extra services. Do you get gift cards for your clients? Ones that are designed specifically for you, with your name on them, with your little saying for your clients on them. You can pick them up next to nothing to actually wow your clients for Christmas and thank them for being a great client. One of the things that we as hairdressing salon owners and beauty clinics is we get a lot of gifts from our clients. What do we actually give our clients? There are not many salons that think about giving gifts to their top 20% of clients. So what are you giving your clients to thank them for being loyal, regular clients coming to you and spending with you all year long? Are you going to inform your team on what's happening? You should, you actually should let them know what it is that you expect from them over this period. Talk to them about the things that I'm talking to you about. What extra little sales could you help your clients with this year to fill stockings? But we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. I guess what I'm saying is just get busy today and now getting the things done, when you've probably got the time. So you're not putting yourself under pressure as, once you get into December, we all know what that's like. It just gets crazy. So think about the last few years. Have you ever said to yourself, I'm going to be more organized next year? Hands up who's said that to themselves year after year. Oh God, it's Christmas already. Oh, I'm going to be more organized next year. I don't know how long it is that I've been saying that for buying presents. I'm going to be more organized. I'm going to have all my presents bought by June. I haven't bought one present yet this year. So how good am I at doing that? I think, how many hands have gone up, Donna?
Not many.
Not many. Oh, so lots of people are organised. Great.
Yeah, they must be all organised. Oh no, here we go.
They've all gone to sleep.
Yeah, no, we've got a few hands popping up now.
Good. So if we know that, I know that every year I say that, and every year I get frustrated that I haven't bought presents. So I'm your conscience, even though I haven't bought presents yet, but I'm your conscience today and say, get it sorted now. Get organised now. And make sure that you do, and make sure that if you're saying to yourself, I'm going to be more organized this year, make sure you do it. Make a list of what you need to get done to make it the best Christmas ever. and then create your action plan for achieving it. A great start is to do a to-do list. If you haven't got one, then get one sorted and start ticking things off as you achieve them. Remember what I said before, what you plan to do gets done and what you think you should do gets shelved. And that applies to trying to remember everything to do. I don't know how good your memories are, but my memory is, not the greatest these days, and I have to write everything down. One of the best things that I've found that I do now is that I block 30 minutes out of my diary every Monday morning to plan my week based on my to-do lists. So if you're not doing that now, I suggest you do it for the Christmas rush at least, because there's going to be so many things that you're going to need to do. You need to A, list them, and then B, probably delegate some of them to some team members as the busyness of Christmas gets busier. One of the little messages that I'm telling people today is, we all talk about time management. I need to manage my time better. And one of the things that I've learned is that, we can't manage time. Time will move on. It just keeps ticking away. And we have been trying for donkey's years to manage time. You know what we can change and we can manage? We can manage priorities. So let's stop trying to manage our time and let's start managing our priorities and fitting those priorities into the time we've got. So priorities are really important. So prioritize your Christmas success and plan it. Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier about setting some time aside for a meeting with the team, and I guess it's training them on your expectations and what you want to see them do and achieve for Christmas. This is like a special training meeting. It's our on-field team meeting just before kickoff on the game. It's right, guys, let's focus. We've got the next 4 weeks leading into Christmas, and here's the targets that we want to achieve. These are the promotions that we're doing. Just make sure that you're focused on the next 3 or 4 weeks leading into Christmas and what your expectations are of them and what their expectations are of you. So you need to train your team on everything that you're putting together for Christmas, because one of the probably silliest mistakes, but more of the one common mistakes that I see from salons, is that the owner gets all excited, they get organized with a promotion, and then on the day the promotion starts, someone walks in and says, I would like to take advantage of that promotion, and the team go, oh, we don't know anything about that. Oh, better ring the owner and find out what that's all about. It's a simple mistake, but it's a costly mistake. So don't do that for Christmas, because we haven't got time for those sorts of mistakes. Make sure that they understand why we're doing what we're doing for Christmas and the way that it works, the way everything that you've put together works, and how and what result that you're expecting to achieve from it. Not only in sales, I know sales are important, but also attitude that you're expecting and commitment. The commitment that you want from them for this period. It's a big time of year, so you can ask for more commitment. Make it fun, but make it serious enough that they understand there is a special job to do this Christmas, and that's to make it the best Christmas ever for the salon and the clients. And if it's the best Christmas ever for the clients in the salon, then it will be the best Christmas for the team, and it will be the best Christmas for you. So let them know that you've got targets, and you've got targets for them, and what you're wanting them to achieve, and what you're wanting the salon to achieve. Along with those targets, you should also know, or you will know, you should also have a reward. You should always reward them for extra effort. So if you're going to ask for an extra effort from them, then they deserve extra reward. So what can you do to a little bit of sugar in the mix. And it doesn't have to be money. It can be just something special. It can be petrol vouchers. It could be movie tickets. It could be any number of things. Maybe they're looking at a set of irons for themselves. So you might say to them, look, if you achieve these targets, you can have those irons for $50. Or what, it doesn't even have to be free, but give them a special reward for the extra effort that you're going to ask them to put in for the Christmas rush. So I guess the message is simple. Set time aside for the meeting, plan the meeting, make sure you know what you're going to say, and inspire the team to go above and beyond for this Christmas, for their clients and for themselves. And that will set you up and the salon up for having the best chance to have the best Christmas ever. Now, I'm not sure. I mean, we must be getting close to time, don't I? Look at that.
Pretty close, yeah. You've got a few more minutes.
How quick does half an hour go? When you're waiting for a doctor, it takes so long, but when you're doing something like this, it's quick. Anyway, so let's move along. So be wise this year. Did you know that the best time to market your business is when you're the busiest? So don't just think about marketing up to Christmas. Market during the Christmas rush for January and February. If your salon's traditionally quiet at that time of year, do something about it in November, December. Don't just stick to the rebook and we'll put you in a draw type promos. Make it worth their while to book. Great idea is to do mother and daughter days in January. Set aside a day or two a week and say we're doing mother and daughter days for the month of January. Book in an appointment for you and your daughter or you and your mother, and make it a good deal. Come in and spend some quality time together in the salon. Remember, the old days. I don't know when the old days were, but the old days, it was a thing to do, was to actually socialize in the salon. Bring that socialization back to mothers and daughters and spending some quality time together. Dad and son, if you're focusing, on men. In the beauty clinic, facials, massage, mum and daughter days. People are used to spending at this time of year, so you can ask them to book in and pay a deposit for that January, February period. So don't be afraid to ask for a deposit to make sure they show up, because one of the challenges in salons is that people do make their next appointment to go in the draw to win something, but then they change it, they cancel it, they don't show. So just ask for the deposit. Look through your appointments for December and offer a follow-up in January with a free something. For example, you may have done 4 highlights in December. Well, book them in 4 weeks' time for a moisture and protein treatment and a blow wave. Include a free refreshing toner. Only for confirmed bookings with a $30 non-refundable deposit or something like that. Just make sure you have an offer to get them back in after Christmas. If you're a beauty clinic, I don't know, maybe a signature facial, which includes a free eye trio treatment in January. Again, book them in, take a deposit. Because clients, as I said before, are in the spirit of spending at Christmas, and you'll find it so much easier to book January up if you start in November and December. If you wait till January to start promoting and trying to get people in, you've probably waited too long. So maybe get the team together and come up with some, after a brainstorm, some ideas that you guys could do for getting clients in January, February, but what you can do between now and Christmas to encourage that. Check out your lapsed clients and offer a special package deal for January appointments. I mean, there are heaps of things that you can be doing to make January and February as good as December and launch into the new year with busy salons from the word go. So, I guess my last piece of advice today is to be wise and move through Christmas and January with ease by being prepared, by having planned everything. Know the results that you want by planning and preparing now. You will get them. I guess that's about it, Donna.
Okay,
have we got any Got any questions? Come
Not
up in
yet,
the...
no.
Okay, now's
So
a good
I'm just
time.
going to,
Sorry, you
sorry,
go.
I'm just going to say now, if you want to put questions in there now, is a good time. You've got Malcolm on the end of the line there. If you've got some questions, it doesn't specifically have to be about today's webinar either. So if you've got something else that you've suddenly been prompted to think, oh, what about that? Then please pop that in as well. But if you've got some questions about what we've been through today, pop those in and Malcolm will be able to give you those answers. One of the things, Malcolm, that you mentioned about planning was how important planning is, because if you think you should do it, it doesn't get done. And one of the other things you mentioned, that as we get a little bit older, and I put myself in that situation, if I don't write it down, it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
These days, yeah. I used to be able to remember all these things, but nowadays, if it's not on the list, then it's just not going to happen.
Well, one of the challenges that I have, and I know that a lot of people are having, is we cram so much more in our day that we do forget. I can be working away and I will ring my business manager to ask her something, to tell her something, to give her a task, and if she doesn't answer, I'll hang up, and she sees that I've called and she does call me back, but then she'll call me back in half an hour or 40 minutes or whatever it may be, and she'll say, so what did you want? I go, I can't remember. And she'll say to me, did you write it down? I say, oh, no, I didn't, because I was in the middle of doing something, and it came to mind, and now I've forgotten. And I've now learned to write down those things that I want to talk to her about, because if your mind's on something else, it's really hard to remember.
Yes, yeah. I remember a long time ago when I was first selling in the training world, one of the people who was training me said, it's those 2 o'clock in the morning ideas, if you get them, make sure you write them down, because they'll be gone in the morning.
Absolutely.
So it's now, unfortunately, it's the same during the day.
Do you know what happened to me last night? We were at the Katoomba NZRH Haito Business Awards here in Auckland, and I said to Victoria, oh, blah, 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 blah. Now, why am I saying to you, blah, 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 blah? It was an idea that I had for next year. And do you know, for the life of me this morning, I can't remember what that idea was. So I'm just hoping that Victoria remembers. Anyway, are there any questions that have come up?
No, I'm not seeing anything pop up yet. So we'll just give them another... Yeah.
Just while we're waiting, if people are still thinking, that I said I've got a present for everyone. And it's the Christmas ideas list, and I've got a sort of 2 pages of lots of ideas for Christmas. So for those people that are still on the line, if you would like a copy of the Christmas ideas list, just pop yes please in the question box or the comment box, and Donna I'll get that to Donna, and she can email it out to you. Because it's got some great ideas, and it's a good starting point if you're stuck for ideas yourself, because I know sometimes you can be motivated to do something but not inspired because you haven't got any sort of idea of what you want to do. So sometimes just having something as a starting point is a great help. So if it can be that for you, then wonderful. It's a valuable piece and a great guide.
That's great. Yes, I'm getting some names popping up there for that.
Cool.
Okay, right, that's great. So, but I'm not getting any questions, so I'm going to leave it there for today.
Cool. Okay. All right.
I will just give a couple more seconds for those of you who want to put your name in for that free handout. Okay, so thank you very much, Malcolm. I see your details here on the screen. For people who are interested in talking further with Malcolm, please note those down. Or you can contact me at Katoomba, and I can forward your contact details through.
Fantastic, yeah. Happy to chat with anyone if they want some more ideas or inspiration.
Fabulous. Okay, so thank you for today, and I hope wherever you are that the sun is shining, and it's going to be a great day.
Thanks, Donna, and Merry Christmas, everybody. In fact, that's the first time I've said Merry Christmas this year, so I guess Christmas has started.
It's on its way. Thanks a lot, Malcolm. We'll catch up with you next time.
Bye-bye.